very specifically, I think Gum Gum would be a flower wizard.
Yeah, flower wizard.
That is what he is.
I am Kyborg. What else? Spider. I have to read that. John's covering my phone, so I don't remember.
It's like 80 episodes in, and he's like reading from the script.
Because I always say I'm like an archer. I'm not. I'm a fighter, but I think I picked up the sword.
I mean, does a fighter happen to sword fighter?
It's not necessarily, but I think there are certain builds where you guys can tell me I'm wrong, but like I thought there was like specific archery classes. If you're gonna focus on archery, like
We try to stick as much as possible to the core player handbook when we started this. So, while there may be specialty classes you can take that's not in the core player's handbook, so we stuck with those classes. So, fighter would be what we have.
and also like danger. A lot of people think I associate that archers, but you're or yeah, it's a lot of both. I think it's nice to choose. Then
I love range characters. There's so much storage.
you'll insult people.
And freak out when anything comes within melee range.
Next campaign, Barbara, I want you straight into melee range.
That'd be a very different character.
Yeah. I want you to be the tank. I want you to take all the damage. I want you to be one doing all the upfront attacks.
Well, I feel like it'd be appropriate if I was a bard at this time. I could get farther.
That's typical iteration.
Yeah.
All the way through. By the way, I'm John Reisner. I play Mud, who is a druid fearbound.
And Mud also travels with the fifth member of the party,
Gumbo, my badger.
your badger.
Make his voice intrusive and his voice.
What do you mean? That was fun.
Yeah, we got Gumbo right here.
Yeah,
In person.
on a mic.
Validated our rabies shots and everything.
Well, the story started with our job hunting adventurers arriving in the town of Boulder. There they encountered a deceptive goblin named Wesler, a wisecracking warlock named Brink Tussler, and the mayor himself, Felix Prattle, who offered them jobs as the Infinite interns. Who are the Infinites, you may ask? Well, the Infinites are a group of mighty warriors known far and wide across the lands of Phasa for their feats of heroism and legendary power. Once like that, so unbeknownst to the public,
Hey, it's
Infinites are
-1.
missing. The interns rescue the Infinites,
Actually.
gadgeteer Dr. Pan from one of his own inventions, and cover their first suspect, the evil Paralyte.
Chris gas.
Like you asked, Chris, you done the story.
He's just reacting to the story again.
Just very much so.
They were guided by Sordo, the Living Spear, and Dr. Pan. The interns underwent a barrage of training exercises to learn more about the four Infinites. I'm trying to who are the four Infinites again?
Slate, Despair,
Draconians.
Duck,
Spectral.
Dex, Booby, Lead, Healer,
And Grizzly.
Bear.
Yeah, you got a four. I mean, you got their names. That's pretty good. It was actually better than I was expecting. It was Aleve the Amender, Sleek the Symphonious, Spectral the Surreptitious, and Grizzly the Groundbreaker.
We didn't get much time with Grizzly.
No.
I don't think we ever got any time with Grizzly as themselves.
Yeah, you encountered Grizzly on the Escalon.
The Aleve and Grizzly.
It's when a Grizzly and an Aleve love each other very much.
A little bit of a spoiler for a future plot point we're about to cover. The team was sent away on their first mission to the desert town of Pious Pass with the task of retrieving a package for Dr. Pan. Upon arrival, the interns are beseeched with rescuing the town cleric from jail after they are blamed for a mysterious curse spreading throughout the town, slowly killing the Pi residents. What was that cleric's name again?
Morality.
After a barber shop quartet haircut, pawn shop break-in, and zombie jailbreak, the interns chased down Sheriff Gov to reveal Mother Happy's true identity, Aleve the Amender, a brainwashed Infinite turned evil and poisoning the town with necromancy. Dun, dun, dun. Just as the interns are about to defeat Aleve, Paralyte swoops in to take credit for saving the town. In disgrace, the interns head back to Boulderade with one Infinite in tow. Stabilizing and ailing Aleve, the interns head to their next mission, finding Sleep the Symphonious in the industrious city of Herbloom. They arrive at the city in calamitous chaos, come face to face with their Boulderaian rival, Brink Tussler, dying with a message from the future. Stop Sleep from freezing the city in time. Sit back in time, they get to work with past Brink and a city slowly becoming besieged by time, including the sword swinging wind elemental. Okay, does anyone remember the name of the wind elemental?
And then did the green.
Yeah, I've got a really nice DM screen for that. Thank you.
Oh,
I think that's one of the neat things about this podcast is we'll name entities himself had to escape a tyrannical cannibal and a prehistoric T-Rex, stumbling upon an objectively sexy Aurochs through the internet, and turning back time to battle the infinite Sleek himself. Once again, Parallax intercepts to save the day by stealing Sleek's magical loot and capturing Great Tussler. The interns and Sleek escape at the last moment into a magical portal leading to places unknown.
At the time.
Well,
I mean, we know now.
in the archetypal White Winter, we catch up with the team 3 weeks since the events of Earthbloom. The interns and Sleek have been surviving in the frozen tundra of Kalkberg, a land populated by walrus folk called Valrostians. They come upon a wondrous cave from an ancient race of polar bear folk, the Ishbjorn. Amidst the caverns, the party saves archaeologist Archie from becoming a dwarven popsicle and pick up a mysterious amulet, or as the party calls it,
Okay, don't lump in the whole party stuff with him.
then the amulet. Archie leads them to the village of Brumafume, where they are tasked with a rescue mission that puts them at odds with the ghostly Ishbjorn and possessed Valrostian. The interns flee the town but tumble into the ethereal plane where they encounter a third Infinite, Spectral the Surreptitious. They learn that since Spectral lost his Ishbjorn soulmate to Valrostian, he's taken up the life of the ghostly Ishbjorn, waging a vengeful war on the Valrostian king. The interns and Sleek convince Spectral to give them a little time, one night to talk to the V-King and avoid a war. The interns sneak into the capital of New Valros during a massive festival and are able to save the true king of the Valrostians, V-King Nye.
We also earned our magical performance.
What was the name of that festival that was going on where you did your performance?
Here.
So, it was a Hundred Fest. Yeah. Not to be confused with Toyotathon, which is also something going on later on.
Happy Honda Day is every 4 years.
If you celebrate Happy Honda Days. With the help of local deity, Goddess Ambi, they aim to bring peace to a century of hostility. Reeking Knife grants the interns and two Infinites ship passage back to Boulderay with a mission to infiltrate Paralight's lair. The interns set sail homebound for Boulderay, only to find it overrun by Paralight's army of Everguards. They free Dr. Ahem, take back the town, and volunteer to explore the memories of Sleek and Spectral using Dr. Ahem's dreamery experiment. After hunting for clues of Paralight's whereabouts, the interns return to reality, sneak into Elderling Village with Sleek and Spectral in tow. Little do they know, it's yet another trap set by Paralyte. At the last moment, they're saved from a brainwashed Spectral by a sacrificial Sleek. The interns barely escape with vital clues to Paralight's next location.
You're not going to quiz us on what the name of our favorite character from that
What was the name of your favorite character?
Little Jimmy!
What's he doing?
He's leveling up to become the next villain in the next arc.
He actually got terrible.
Why with the market trends? Terrible.
We're on trials of all the big
Medium kid, let's not get to that.
The interns set sail to the port of Pescar, engage in a race with Paralyte to the top of an ominous ziggurat called the Escalon. At the top of the tower, they run into a disfigured duo-headed Grizzly, a monstrous combination of the Infinites Aleve and Grizzly, we spoiled a little earlier. After a successful brawl with Grizzly, the interns encounter a rare attack opportunity on Paralyte herself and catch a glimpse of Paralyte's lair under a frozen lake. And the lake was named Kinglet. Look at that. Dang, that's good. Fast on the draw. You knew. They locate the secret lair but are captured alongside an old acquaintance, Archie the archaeologist. He's just always getting in trouble. There, they learn of Paralight's plan to police the world using a divine gemstone called a diagem. They free themselves and engage in an epic battle with Paralyte and her Everguards, but the interns are interrupted as Archie reveals himself to be a powerful creature called Entropa. Now, freed from his corporeal prison, Entropa seizes the diadem and seeks out the rest of these mystical gemstones. The interns return to Boulderay mid-election with Great Tussler as the front runner for mayor. Who's he running against?
That one guy that not the guy named Bobby, his friend. Don't get bad looking, but like was it a dragon? Sing's dragon. Was it Duncan? Was it Dragon or Friend? Hey, did we start naming characters and places after like either Pokemon stuff or
Yeah, you're close. It was the Mayor Prattle's old assistant, Louis P's and Q's, who taught you how to make coffee. Right. While in the library, Kuiper is sent a surprise from Quadron, confronting Kyborg to end his nemesis. After surviving a surprise ambush from Quadrant Squadron, the Inference visit the local temple to learn about the deity Dia and the lore of the Dia Gems. Frank Tussler is announced as the new mayor of Monterey, and as his first act, he promotes the interns to Infinite. Congratulations!
We did it.
The next day, Dr. Ham and Mel conduct an experiment with the party to explore Kyborg's past and find out Quadrant's plans and whereabouts. As the Infant Knights, the party is introduced to Cordelius' family and hometown of Everwinter. But soon it is invaded by Quadron and a squadron of Squadro. Cordelius relives the harrowing memory of his family's passing, genesis of his enmity with Quadron. With the past fresh in their minds, the party returns to present-day Everwinter, where they find a heart-pounding monolith that turns out to house a red diadem called the Source, which purportedly into Kyborg's iron arm. The party follows a lead to Pious past in search of Quadrant's whereabouts, but all they find is a ghost town of missing pies, a host of serpentine-flying Cadulians, and Sheriff Gov and Deputy Pat. They strike the Albert the Draconic Cadulians, which leads them to the Platinum Cadulian, where they find the missing pie prisoners being sacrificed to the Cadulians' leader, Ron, or as the party knows him, Quadrant. I'm sounding really enthusiastic about those.
What's funny is I was going through mine, and when you first told us about the name of the couple that you wanted to talk about, I wrote down as well. I gave it an H at the end. Yeah. Yeah, I also wrote down when I wrote down 6 different kinds of titles. Literally 6 in the stores to reach
Yeah, I think it's something wrong with the truck. 2 cars away. Seems the reverse lights are on when he's driving forwards.
And in a turn of events, the Infinites defeat Quadrant. Giant War arrives to help, sort of, and guides the party out of the Platinum Pool, eventually back to Monterey. At this point, Mud has a visitor from his own rookie pack, Clay, his brother, who comes bearing bad news about their dying father, Lord Lomish. The party travels to the land of winter rains and Mud's hometown of Bayou, but the reception is interrupted by a slew of yellow slimes known as Amnesia. These memory-munching monsters are the cause of Lord Lomish's comatose condition, and the party set on a quest by Mud's mentor, a juju named Shaman Zeus. They must find ingredients to a bomb to heal Lord Lomish and others. They travel to the village of Moraine, looking for the Emerald Stone of Algernon, eventually uncovering yet another monolith behind the waterfall. The monolith melts away, revealing a second elderly juju, Algernon. The dying shrimp folk enlist the Infinites into a secret society of diadem protectors, the Paladians, and then dies, leaving Mud with a green virtue diadem.
Diarrheans. Whoever those guys are. Is that an Alzheimer for Paladines?
The joke of the episode for sure.
Oh, there's no joke. You just couldn't say a word without laughing. I got you. Listen.
Next, the party travels to the lagoon of Fire, where they delve into the recesses of an underwater temple in search of a sacred scroll. What was the name of that? Yeah, you got it. Well, you did because that's the organizer. While searching for Zeus, Mud's soul is transported to Mount Celestia, a
sister and brother of John. Yeah, okay. Terry is her name, and I say Ping Pong, Dr. Yeah, and voice actor. Yeah.
You voiced more than one character, right? I feel like you've done a couple.
NPCs. Yeah. Carrie Glover. I mean, all and that's you got so it's coming off you, but it's coming off Lynn. I did the voice for the Silence of the Dragon singing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Ben was like scrambling to fill a lot of roles, and so he was going to go internal with some more roles, and so you understand Hector's in it as well as dragons. Yeah. Things are how dragons. Yeah. Which is a little fact about the show. All of the NPCs that you don't hear voiced by us are voiced by friends of the pod. Idiots that we grabbed from wandering the office files. You come here, get in this recording booth.
At the last minute during your fight, Sloat retreats via portal and leaves behind a subdued Zeus. Mod is reunited with his parents and a piece of his ancestry, the key to making Briarwolves, the seed of a Briarwood tree.
One of those eventually.
It's gonna grow, it's growing, yeah. The party rescues the Withervanes from the rest of the Amnesia with antiseptic salt and head home. But they find Voldemort draped in darkness and subjugated by shadowy assassins. Kingu, the queen of the Shadow Main, invites the Infinites to the land of Torora and taunts Arthur that his parents are trapped in the Shadow Main. The next morning, the Infinites are informed by Meld and Dr. Pam that Hugh Manor is on the loose and needs to be found. They assemble an entourage of old friends to help them find Hugh whilst the party travels to Tutorial to stop Kingu and find Bart's parents. Which district in Herbloom was Hugh Manor the leader of?
Jurassic World 6, the World Dominion.
Well, in the past.
The one with the glass, right?
The Herbloom was split up into different guilds and districts.
Metal, woodworking, glass, human-eating guilds with different notes. He left those notes in its other laptop.
My dog ate those notes.
Yeah. I'll give you a clue. The people that lived in those districts, they used their name, like that race in the name of each district. Cannibal Land. That's right. They're humans. Right. Down out. Human.
I see Barbara scrolling like through her notes like crazy, trying to figure it out.
Control human.
Well, the problem is I only started taking notes on my I had it physically.
It was Steinman.
Steinman.
Yes.
I love their cups.
Yes. But
Glasses. Stein. All 10 words.
I'm going to take the holiday break and consolidate my notes.
So it's funny you say you like combining words. That's what I was going to say. That's a very German thing. It's like mashing words together. All words together into a super long word. While en route via the Jebediah, the party has one last inventory upgrade with Bezler, who is leaving a life of larceny for a life of love with Luke Lorick, the lawyer orc. That's the mouse. The party finally arrives in Tutora disguised as draconic citizens, but they fail a blood test, which results in a bombarding naval battle at the border. The Infinites howl their way past draconic dangers to the province of Geo, where another battle is silently and stealthily raging in darkness.
I never thought I'd have a prouder moment than ruining your naval battle by turning into a plesiosaurus.
That was the worst one.
Myself with that one.
You got to use owl as a verb there. Right. The Infinites leap into action, dispelling the darkness and skirmishing with shadowy assassins known as the Shadrow. Eventually, the party reaches the home of Elder Namito, who has been captured by the Shadrow leader Golink and is taken to a portal. The party gives chase and arrives in the dim dimension of the Shadow Main face to face with their very first dragon, Ladoria.
You rocked our stuff. Pretty bad. I thought we were going to die.
Well, the Shadow Dragon was also accompanied by none other than Iku, the Shadow Queen, who teaches the party a lesson on punctuality. The party escapes with Elder Namito back to the material plane and is given a mission to gather the other great elders of Torah to summon the ancient dragon. Atop which mountain?
Saimoto.
There you go. The notes have gotten much better and much more recent.
Giant dragon.
I did look, it's right there. Yeah, I'm flipping through my notes right now. About the dragon. Latoria is the mean dragon. That's a good one. I also have a note about voice scheme. Could you guys know?
Raquel Lilly. Raquel Lilly. Wonderful voice actress and a singer.
Big fan.
Yes, it's got me on Spotify.
So do we.
We do.
Yeah. Working.
Working. Like, I feel like when you're working and you don't, it's hopefully safe to focus on the stuff that I was looking lyrics and instrumental stuff, but especially stuff that like stuff that's inspiring. So you want to fight.
Yeah.
You want to
Of
just
course.
fighting this next. I think this is the first album that I included. Like, I started making encounter music because our encounters were really long. And I just had no music to
Yeah.
So I like started actually writing music that's like really, really long. Like some of these are 30 to 40 minutes.
Oh my god.
Great though.
But they're not like all. Basically, what I did is like I would do like 10 or 15 minutes of original music, change the key a bit, and raise it up a bit. Change the key, raise it up for like 30 minutes.
So great.
It's so funny to say. I have to give a little fact that I found recently that there's a graph that showed the occurrence of key changes in pop music through years.
I saw that.
And that graph has diminished. So Mike is doing the good work and adding key changes
He's gonna
back
back
to
up.
music. Key change does a lot. It's great. It makes it hell though when you're playing it on instrument.
True.
Because then you have to change software. Yeah.
Well, at this point, the Infinites travel across the provinces of Datora, dousing fires, rescuing folks from inkwells, and eventually finding all three elders, but along the way, they uncover a hidden monolith near the Temple of Sora. The party arrives in cross-sectional courtyards of dragons. After progressing through perplexing puzzles and assisting Silas with song lyrics, they arrive back at the Temple of Sora with one more diagem in tow.
You're just totally running over a very important part of the story, which is Kyborn gives away his kisses forever. I feel like that has to be said.
To Lin Mer.
My wife.
What will be the
wife. That you haven't gotten married. You're just a kissing bride.
what will be the long-term repercussions from that? We don't know.
Speak Draconics, does that make you a kissing cousin? No.
However, at this point, Night has fallen and the party must once again flee from Ladoria and climb Mount. However,
Hold the box. Lägger framme.
from Ladoria and climb Mount. However, night has fallen and the party must once again flee from Ladoria and climb Mount. What the hell? However, night has fallen and the
Keep
party.
both those in, Mike. Keep both of them in.
However, night has fallen and the party must once again flee from Ladoria and climb Mount Sayamoto, the most difficult name ever to pronounce. Not the Sayamoto Park, the Mount Park. After avoiding cliffside calamities, the Infinites find shelter in the heart of Mount Sayamoto and find a pool of primordial liquid. There, the elders summon four ancient dragons and ask for aid against Inku and the Shadraw invasion, but the dragons are furious at the sight of the Infinite heathens. But destiny, it seems, is on their side as the dragons Sora and Elder Wanabe recognize a long-forgotten legend in their midst.
Yeah, this guy.
Bart from the Quarterling, the dragonborn halfling destined to defeat the darkness and rescue Tatora. Bart is imbued with draconic breath, and the ancient dragons agree to give aid to Tatora. The party dives back into the Shadow Main, but this time Inku isn't the only one waiting for them. The party encounters a familiar face from Herbloom, Hugh Manor, and two unfamiliar faces imprisoned by his side. Bart's parents. The Infinites rush into battle with Bolink, the Shadraw, and Inku. Though they fight bravely, the party discovers quickly they are no match for the shadowy forces, and in the end, Inku and Hugh Manor manage to have the last laugh and steal the party's diadems just before fleeing via portal to an unknown destination.
Dang it.
Joke's on them. The party makes haste back to Tatora to find ancient dragons overcoming Ladoria and the Shadraw forces. But that's not all. Bart's dads are not just his parents, but also Gum Gum's godparents. What does it all mean? Find out in the next and final arc of Tales from the Stinky Dragon.
That's news to me. What? Yeah. This will be our last arc. Yeah, but the show will continue.
Right, for this particular story, and then new stories will happen.
The last arc.
Pleasantries, patrons of the Stinky Dragon, start the new year off by telling someone about the show. Make sure they follow us at Stinky Dragon Pod. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Plus, don't miss out on joining the lovely Stinky Dragon subreddit. If you want to be part of the show, then make a post on social media using hashtag Stinky Dragon Pod. We might name an NPC in the show after you. So, we do have some housekeeping stuff to get to and some leveling up, but there is something I wanted to ask since we did our recap here and, we wrapped up this arc. I want to talk a little bit about this reveal of Bart being the Quarterly. Because I felt like the hints were there throughout this arc, but the party never picked up on them.
I feel like we don't pick up on a lot of stuff because we never know what's going to happen. And so, there could be clues and things that are super obvious in hindsight, but during it, we're just like, doo-doo-doo-doo.
up on it either. Maybe it's because you all didn't pick up on it. There were like small hints that kind of like flew under the radar. And I like talking about this stuff now because like I feel like it's really beneficial for not only the party here but the audience as well.
Like what?
The blood test on the ship.
Yes.
Bart's blood did not activate the blood
But
test.
I thought that's because I did.
Yeah, you cast minor illusion, which wouldn't have covered it up.
But we don't know that.
Right. In reality, Bart's blood was part draconic, so the blood test did not activate. And also, I picked you to test purely by random chance. Remember, I rolled a die to see who it would hit, and it landed on Bart. If it had landed on anybody else, there was nothing you could have done to match
Man,
that.
you're making me way more confident than I should be. Being like, my spell worked. I'm so clever.
There's another one too. When you guys were in the courtyard of all the different dragons, and you went to the fountain part, and you touched it, and nothing happened.
Whoa.
Yeah. If I drank from it, I would have died.
It would have been a lot of damage. I think someone else did touch it at a later point and took a lot of damage. And you all were like, why didn't it hurt Bart? Oh, well.
I actually thought it was because it was cycling through different like elements. And I was like, oh, it must have been an element that doesn't bother Bart, like I don't know, poison or something.
Yeah, because I do have resistance against poison. Other spells.
We just don't know so much, so it's hard for us to pick up on mysteries because everything's a mystery.
Yeah. Is the diadem that Bart got, was that the breath one?
You got breath.
I think it is.
Yes. Okay. What color?
It was blue.
Blue. Such an unequipped source diadem now.
Yeah, make sure that's one of the housekeeping things we have to do. Make sure you make inactive your diadems and ancient dragon scales in your inventory.
You don't have to delete them, but just inactivate. Hey, deactivate's also. I like inactivate. Sub-activate. Yeah. Not activate.
Activate. I can't remember if I used my dragon scale.
You
thing.
did.
I did.
Yeah.
That was a fun boss fight. It actually felt like very
I
challenging.
like how Blaine calls every battle at the end of an alpha boss fight.
It's because it is.
Like a video
It's
game.
very much, yeah, a holdover from old video games.
Gotta kill the trophies.
That encounter could have gone either way.
Yeah.
It would have been a very difficult encounter. I remember when, Micah does all the writing. He sent me that module for that day. I remember what I said in Slack. I was like, wow, you're not holding back at all. You're trying to...
I was not saying the dragon because you guys had faced the dragon twice. Yeah. And I've been kind of holding punches sometimes with the monsters I create, but I decided just to throw it all in there because you have so much you can do now. You have so many items, and you have been good at doing teamwork stuff. So I thought, let's see which way this goes. And it was very close because you guys even started healing yourselves at the very end there.
I think we would have, like, a couple more turns, we would have turned.
That's the thing. Yeah.
It's possible, but that being said, Hugh Manor was never even engaged into that combat.
You mentioned that, yeah.
Right. It's like on the enemy side, there were reserves to be called in if need be.
Sure. I'm gonna look at where I'm at, like, with spells, but I had enough that we could have had a bit of a tussle. And can you say, like, you mentioned this after the encounter that, like, you have different outcomes depending upon how we do in the battle. Like, it's not always like live or die, but it's like I don't know how else.
You guys have objectives that I write,
Yeah.
that the party has and that the villains have. And so, depending on who's getting the better of the other, then there are success and failure. I'm putting those in quotes. It's like stingers to the show kind of thing.
Yeah, and I like that Micah does that because like when I sit here and it's my turn to act for the enemies, I'm like, okay, what are they gonna do? Like I can see, like
Yeah.
these are their goals in this encounter. What actions do they take in order to try to reach these goals that are right in front of me?
And I was just wondering if we'd done that encounter differently, if y'all would have kept it.
Possible, hard to say.
It's not sad.
Reality.
They're probably
When the reboot comes out, Chris.
Yeah. I'm
The
sure
new
there's
younger
also
cast.
things that have to happen just for story progression.
Yeah.
And the way
We'll have a tell-all once the whole campaign, continues. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Until then, though,
And there is a winner of our group. Which one of us did the best? That you will reveal. I already have a trophy.
we're keeping score.
Shotgun. Crap, we gotta get a trophy now.
it's a little tight.
Now it's an audio podcast. You can just say you have one, and we'll all say it too.
Just by like, oh, never. I'm gonna say. We'll see. We'll talk about that later. Everyone gets to level up.
Yay!
So from level 12 to level 13, so everyone gets to roll your hit die and add it to the rolled hit points box. That's even more damage. Everyone can take more damage. We can do more damage for Inku to whittle down.
Level 13.
Yep. In addition to your hit points, everyone's proficiency bonus goes up to +5.
across the board?
Well, it's your proficiency bonus,
Proficiency bonus.
which is used to calculate lots of
And then
things.
happens automatically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like attacks and it's all animal handling, your proficiency in some of your skills.
Mhm. Bart specifically, you get Song of Rest. Your Song of Rest goes up to D10, I guess is what I should say.
Okay.
So now when you use Song of Rest, your allies regain an extra 1d10 hit points during the short rest.
Look, that's not good.
Should, let me look.
I don't remember.
It was a D8 before, I think. Maybe started as a D6. I'm not sure.
It's under your features.
Gotcha.
Basically, whenever you guys take a short rest, if you want to play a song,
Yeah.
you're the piano man. They can gain extra hit points on top of the hit dice they already put.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever actually used that.
It's handy.
Yeah, we'll make you sing a song.
Oh my God.
Oh, great. Ready for it.
You can upgrade the same ability twice.
I'm gonna get to you. Bart, you also get a 7th level spell slot.
I do. And there's two that I'm.
When you decide, let us know, 'cause I'm curious to hear.
I'm able to do resurrection.
Ooh.
I can resurrect things. I can bring things back from the dead.
That's a big deal.
But yeah, I can't do any other spells after I do that one because it's so taxing.
Yeah.
If they've been dead for over a year.
Gum Gum, you get brutal critical, which means you can roll 2 additional weapon damage dice when determining extra damage for a critical hit with a melee attack. Yeah. Normally with a critical you would get 2. Now you would get 3.
I think I already get an extra one.
Yeah, you had one, I think, and this is an additional one.
Ah. Kyborg,
Yeah.
you get Indomitable, which lets you use this feature twice between long rests.
Yeah, I had Indomitable, but now I have it twice, which is great. I lost my die gem, which was the other thing that helped me pass saving throws if I failed them.
Yes. Yeah, then Indomitable just lets you reroll saving throw. And then Mud, you also get a 7th level spell slot.
I did. Okay, cool.
You know what you get?
I don't know.
Okay. You have Resurrection on there?
No, I mean maybe, but I'll look through.
You look through?
You'll find out.
Okay, we'll find out. I'm curious to hear what you all take. Because as you look for that, you all also level up to level 14. So once again, you roll your hit dice and add it to the rolled HP box. Such an iconic little piece of music.
Little titty. I think that's like my calendar sound. Like whenever I get a calendar update.
You level your calendar up.
Yeah.
More work. Bart, you get magical secrets. Choose 2 spells from any classes, including Bard.
So I get another 2 spells.
Yes, from any class.
From any class at any level other than like up to 7.
Must be the same.
Yeah. That is huge.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Bart's a pretty big deal though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think we already knew that.
You also have Unbreakable Majesty. Your appearance permanently gains an otherworldly aspect that makes you look more lovely and fierce.
Impossible. Impossible. I'm already a max.
In addition, as a bonus action, you can assume a magically majestic presence for 1 minute or until you're incapacitated. And for the duration, whenever any creature tries to attack you for the first time on a turn, the attacker must make a charisma saving throw against your spell save DC. On a fail save, it cannot attack you this turn and must choose a new target for its attack, or the attack is wasted. On a successful save, it can attack you this turn but has disadvantage on any saving throw it makes against your spells on the next turn.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Do I have to add these somehow manually somewhere, or do they?
Once you level up, it should automatically. Yeah. You might have to refresh on D&D Beyond, but it should automatically show up. Gum Gum.
Yeah.
You get Controlled Surge. Whenever you roll on the Wild Magic table, you can roll the die twice and choose which of the 2 effects to unleash. If you roll the same number on both dice, you can ignore the number and choose any effect on the table.
Oh. Power.
Well, more controlled power.
Control power.
Kyborg, you get an ability score improvement. It's pretty big. Normally you only get those every 4 levels, but you get one here. Sneak one in. And Mud, you have 1,000 forms, so you've learned to use magic to alter your physical form in more subtle ways. You can cast Alter Self spell at will.
Yeah, I can change myself to be like able to do stuff underwater. Like I can get gills and webbing, all that kind of stuff. My swim speed is the same as my walking speed.
You're like Namor.
I can turn into any creature at will to my appearance. So I can look like any other race or creature or anything like that. And then there's also, what's it called? Natural
weapons.
Natural weapons. Basically, I get like a bonus to, I grow like fangs and claws or spikes or something like that, and I get a bonus to like melee damage. Since you have to be naked while you do that. Or just
All
shreds your
natural
clothes.
weapons.
Quick question: is there a place on D&D Beyond you could see all the spells? Because I basically, when I could pick my 2 spells from any class, it's just a list of them, not like the description.
Yeah, I'll send you the list.
Thank you.
Believe it or not, it's dndbeyond.com/spells. You can filter down, like, you
Couldn't make it easier.
Yeah.
I'll be here for the 20 minutes.
So one important note to say here about John's Alter Self ability. So like you said, you can grow fangs, claws, spines, whatever. Your unarmed strikes, deal 1d6 damage. The important asterisk on this here is that these weapons are magic, and you have a +1 bonus to the attack and damage rolls made using it. So if an enemy you're fighting, has resistance against or immunity against non-magical weapons, you can use these attacks to overcome them. Just like how Kyborg cheats and all of his arrows are magical. So while everyone finishes looking through spells and fiddling with their character sheets, we have some questions from the audience that I thought would be fun for us to go through here and talk about.
Yeah.
First question: which character or creature from Stinky Dragon should I craft into doll form next? From Patty Mama Rising.
Well, have we talked about the upgrade she did on our current dolls, but also the additional dolls she made for us?
We haven't talked about any of those because we haven't put them into the shows yet.
Well, she gave them skeletons. For context, Joel's mom made dolls of our main characters, and then we've been using those dolls to make puppet videos.
Yeah,
very elaborate,
very popular.
If you haven't seen them,
More popular than this show.
go to Tiki Dragon Pod on TikTok or Instagram or Twitter, anywhere, and watch them. They're we work really hard on them. We think they're awesome.
But Mike and I both visited home for Thanksgiving. I transferred all the dolls there. My mom did a bunch of repairs on it. If you're thinking of Toy Story 2 right now, you're correct.
Oh yeah.
Sure, easy on the foot.
Yeah. And she upgraded the dolls to have wire skeletons. She worked hard on that. Yeah.
So we could bend them into
They're
place.
They're Gumby now.
Honestly, it makes a huge difference when we're making those videos.
Took a lot of work. I watched her do one of them.
When we love them.
And she made my brother's character, Dr. Inham.
Yes, I love it so
That
much.
little draconic professor. And then she's working on right now Brink. I think it might be done. Yeah, she's done with Brink.
Oh, really?
And Smarsh.
Oh my god.
And Hannibal. Mrs.
Oh,
Spine
Spine Snake.
Well, yeah, Brink. Yeah, because she asked me about like what does Brink have.
I'm so excited.
If Monorai is offering another one, what would you guys pick?
It's someone that needs to be that has been in several scenes. I feel like we dunk on Snake enough that
Oh, that'd be nice for Ben.
Another one. This is not as fun of an answer, but a utilitarian answer is a headless one.
Why?
With a couple different heads that we could swap
Just
in.
swap it
Oh,
out.
just a body.
It's not wrong.
Just could you make one that has like a swivel head, like the dude from He-Man that just has different
Velcro head that sticks on.
Yeah.
So we just try like NPCs, like
Yeah.
random.
The other character I could think of, but I mean, we usually like to pick pretty comedic moments for the puppet videos. But if we ever did like more serious one, a Caroline one would be cool.
That'd be fun. Caroline.
Because we have had a couple of moments with Caroline.
Yeah, I think for Mud's dad, we just did Mud and gave him like a
With the beard.
mustache.
And what about a Hugh Manor? That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, the goatee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like characters we've had some like really funny.
My vote goes towards Sleek as well.
I think a Sleek one would be great.
Yeah, Kyborg's best friend.
Queens like sew their hands together. Definitely.
Every scene you just got Sleek.
Mom starts sewing in like a little Velcro patch on Sleek's hand. Sends one to Kyborg.
We definitely need a sour Amy.
Oh,
From
Lisa.
The jail.
White Winter.
White. The problem is like all of these would be great characters, but they're only in like one scene each. Like Sour Amy was so great, but
Little
that
Jimmy.
was it.
Do Little Jimmy.
Little Jimmy.
But just make him so small.
Can't even see him.
Yeah.
It's like regular sized Rudy on Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
All right, next question. This one is aimed at me. I didn't pick this question because this sounds like I'm patting myself on the back.
It's fine.
How did you get so good at being a DM?
Yeah.
The way you describe things is so easy to
Did your
follow.
mom write that one?
Your flexibility is admirable. Follow up, where did you gain that level of patience? Couldn't be me. That's from Epic Slop Toes on Reddit.
That's my own. Yeah. But I have the same question, and I brought this up last episode. It was like Gus really puts up with a lot from us and like explains things very clearly.
It's just, I think most of it's just going with the to want to say no and explain the rules. But honestly, I think it's easier for a DM to say yes and let a player explain what they want to do, and then let themselves hang themselves with with whatever they're saying. So it's really not getting in the way of what the players want to do, and just being like, yeah, sure, why not? I think early on I was a lot more rigid. But I think as time's gone on, it's been like, yeah, sure, whatever.
You know, it's funny you talking about that. It makes me think of something that I can connect with, like with comic book writing, and that is that there are like characters that have rules and powers and that kind of thing, but depending on who's writing them, can kind of fudge with it a little bit and have some fun with those characters. I think that's a good version of what you do. There are definitely hard rules of what a druid can do, but in the hands of the DM, I think you should be able to be a little bit balanced.
Yeah, unless Gum Gum wants to take 5 bonus actions in a turn.
Yeah.
I also wanted to just hear about your history, like how long you've been playing.
I've been playing D&D for a long time. I think the first time I played D&D was probably like 1992 or something. Sprint has probably been like 30 years. I grew up in a really small town, and we would buy secondhand D&D books because we didn't have a book. So we would go like drive 2.5 hours to San Antonio to like buy secondhand D&D books. And we actually started with the first D&D before it was called Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. It was just Dungeons and Dragons, which was a nightmare. Then we played AD&D. Then we moved on to second edition. Then I played a really long campaign when I moved here to Austin in third edition. I probably that campaign lasted for like 5 years or something. I played 3.5, skipped fourth, and then we did a show here before Heroes and Halfwits, which was D&D, and then kind of picked up here with Stinky Dragon. And RPG D&D. That's right. Yeah, of course, the precursor to Tales from the
I feel
Stinky
like we
Dragon.
needed that to like get in line with how to play D&D
It was
and
a
like
really
playing
long pilot
together.
episode. is what
Very
it was.
long
Yeah.
pilot.
RCD&D walks so that Stinky Dragon can fly.
Got a question here. Are you guys going to miss your current characters, and will you be bringing some kind of item or gimmick or memory with them to the next story? That's from Mako30 on Instagram.
I'm actually, this might not be a fun answer, but I'm actually really excited to try to do something completely different than what did this whole campaign. I think that's part of the fun. It's kind of like when you're playing an RPG and you do the whole, like, first time you play through the whole thing as a certain, like, ranged, bow and an arrow kind of person. You're like, okay, now magic. It's fun. So I think I'm going to try something very, very different. But I'm going to try to do another bad accent. So you can look forward to that.
I like whenever I play video games like Dead Space or Doom, I find the build that is like the best suited for murder and killing, and then I find myself like, oh, this is boring because I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. Like, let's mix it up. Let's try this other weapon, upgrade this other weapon stuff. So I'm excited to do that with another character. Although I love Kyborg dearly, but I have an idea for another guy, and I have to get approval from Micah as to whether they'll allow him.
You know what I would love from you?
What's that?
Considering Barbara does it, Chris does it, and I do it, I want a voice.
Yeah, and then a voice. The other
You had one for it, but it learned it.
nasally. No, the other guy would have a voice.
Okay,
It's just
good.
like there's a lot of things that they need to.
I say
Say
that
yes to.
out of love of your talent because you're a very talented character actor and
Yeah.
performer, and I love it. I mean, you had an entire podcast around you doing a voice the entire time.
Maybe that's why I didn't do a
You
voice.
also have the most like damaging way to do a voice in anything. It's like Andy Serkis doing Gollum for forever.
Yeah. I don't know what I want to play next. I need to think about it.
A beefy melee
Yeah.
class.
Although I kind of wanted to play. I don't know if anyone's going to play female character next round or what people's plans with that are.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think we considered it androgynous. So.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I do want to play something like pretty opposite to Bart though.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
Although I can't help but be super charismatic.
Something, yeah, ugly and self-conscious. You're gonna play me.
Oh, God.
Hey, here we go. For everyone, what has been your favorite unexpected, unplanned piece of character development that came from getting to know them better? That's from Simile22 on Twitter.
I really enjoyed like the progression of Bart and Gum Gum's relationship. Like I think like diving into that more and
You
seeing
think you
like,
like Chris?
no, it's not that. I think it's like more of just like how cute their bond is and like how much they love each other and care about each other.
Yeah, I think it went from they like know each other. It's like a mice and men kind of Lenny thing, and then
Watch out, Bart.
Watch out, Gum.
Oh, watch out, Gum Gum. Yeah, Gum Gum.
but to it being like feeling like a real relationship.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it,
very wholesome.
yeah, like having heart, not just like a theoretical like something. And
It very much feels like big brother, little brother kind of relationship.
Actually, I was gonna say I feel like Kyborg is as hated or more hated than he was in the beginning.
Oh,
of
no.
the
Your arc, you did a lot of redemption parades.
Yeah, and I tried to do that. Like, it was like a thing where it's like, no, the natural progression of Kyborg's character is that he would change after like having closure in that part of his life and seeing his mother and like having that connection with his family once again. But I like all of the smart stuff, like outside of the Sleeping Dragon or the Infinite Crystal. Smart is like Kyborg's brother. And I always like he shows up.
You jump.
Oh, I have to play the person who is responsible and moves the party along character all the time whenever we do stuff. It was basically my character in our last campaign. It's been fun to find moments. I didn't think I'd get to have them. It's been fun to find moments to play this game the way I like to play some games, which is just do the thing.
Chaos.
Just do the thing. You know, don't worry about like you know, what's gonna happen if we do the thing. Do the thing, see
Like
what happens.
drinking the potion in
Yeah.
Highest Pass that caused you to become engulfed
I
in
was like,
flames.
what are you doing? Yeah, it's fun because I do that. In fact, we were doing that on stream yesterday when we were playing a video game, and I wanted to test something, and then sure enough, it killed my character. And I was like, I don't know. And Chris like, why do you need to know? And I'm like, it's fun to just find out what happens.
I think next campaign, John, you and I will play the chaotic, do whatever.
You guys have to be
characters,
smart.
and you
You
guys will
too.
play the smart.
I just needed. I'm excited to see if it works out. I think next campaign's gonna be a lot of fun.
What about you guys as the DMs and writers and organizers of this whole campaign?
Well, I think Micah did something really smart. And like early in the series, he asked for like very
The fuck?
broad background. from
So
each of the
I'm
characters.
going to
Like
the
very
left.
nothing specific, just like what did you do before? You know, just there were no rails on the answers people had to give. So it was really up to them to just write down whatever they wanted, and it was all very loose. But then like taking all of that, like and breadcrumbing it, and then finding ways to weave it all together, that was all done really well.
Like, whoopsie.
Yeah, I just like listening and picking
Sorry,
up on
Mike.
little hints or like throwaway jokes that you guys make, and I'm like, that's gonna be canon. Just weave it into the story. Like coming to this last arc, I was sweating the other day, like trying to like planning some more, like brainstorming some stuff, and I'm thinking like I have all these like
I should have
tangential things I gotta
driven,
wrap
but
up in one
I was
last
in the
arc.
wrong lane.
But
Shit.
it's exciting too because like Lane was saying, like it's exciting to see the next thing that's coming out, you know. And so I'm looking. I like both. I like.
Well,
coming
I'm
to a
almost
healthy
there
conclusion and
at
then
my
also moving on to
destination,
something
so
working for.
We're all
I will only have about 400 meters left on the left side. Ah, come in. Change to green. Okay, I'll just have to drive careful here because of the big tree. Find out where I'm going. I have not been there before, so. Okay, so this to the left here. Oh, these buildings, I guess. Whoa. Yeah, I have to find some parking space here. Okay, we'll need to turn around. Hopefully they have free parking spaces down here.